Hello everyone, welcome to Machinima Weekly number 2. We'd like to formally apologize for the delay on this pod. It's extremely unprofessional of us. Also notice how I said formally, because we are quote-unquote fucking robots. Anyways, I'm your British guy host, TheRoAStudios.
And I'm your other host, the Zip Zap Zop. So, just before we get started, I'd like to congratulate KnightmareFilmz for hitting his 10,000 subscriber milestone. Well done, Nightmare. Here at Machinima Union, we look forward to your future content. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's get started. This week, we'll be showcasing all the Machinimas that have been released from the 20th of March up to the 27th.
To start off this week, we have Undercover Martyn. Sorry if I said that wrong. It's a Halo Reach Machinima based off of Zed Productions' Delinquent Pair by our very own Mr. Naga 10. If you're a fan of the Delinquent Pair and you like this song, then check it out. It's pretty good.
On Thursday, we saw the release of The Birds and the Bees by Tri-Titan Productions. It's a short machinima set in Halo 4, and it focuses on a conversation between two characters, one of which is disheveled and confused about the talk. It's comedic and has a few really funny lines, so be sure to check it out.
Skipping straight to Friday, we have Stephen Carlos Episode 12, a Halo 4 machinima by G.H. Nathan. It's a very comedic machinima which incorporates other machinimas to add to its comedic value. It's, a lot of comedy in there. It's a very good machinima and definitely worth the watch. Check it out.
Next up, we have the Syndicate series Heroes, made by modern Xbox gamers. This is a dramatic machinima about several characters and their respective struggles, all set to the tune of Peter Gabriel. Give it a watch.
Next on the list is The Legend of the Reclaimers, a teaser trailer by MHMimicHat. It's a very suspenseful teaser trailer and will definitely leave you waiting for the finished product. I'm definitely looking forward to it myself, and I hope you guys will too. Check it out.
So, here we see a simple test machinima coming from Christo Rails called Left Alone. The main focus is a singular character walking across the Montasca area of Forge World. It employs interesting camera angles and a different choice of music to give it a interesting feel.
Next up we have The Mob, a Minecraft fight animation by TheRoAStudios. It's a very well presented animation, it has great lighting and generally great and smooth transitioning frame by frame animation. It's definitely worth the watch. I'd assume he'd put a lot of time into it.
Moving right along, we have What's Yours Is Mine, a Halo Reach machinima made by KnightmareFilmz. This machinima approaches the all-too-familiar topic of having your vehicles and weapons stolen by other players in a very comedic sense, employs good voice acting and solid cinematic work. Give it a watch.
Even further along the list, we have Oddball Ridge 2, a Halo 4 machinima by ToolboxMachinima. This is another comedic machinima which uses adult humor to attract its audience, and it's definitely worth the watch if you're into that kind of thing.
On Saturday, Cordless Jet 469 released the final trailer for his machinima. OutCasts Part 3. While there is no dialogue in this trailer, we get to see a lot of interesting and impressive action shots. Be sure to check it out and watch for the full production when it comes out.
Next up we have Odd Man Out Season 1 Episode 16, Bad Gone Worse, a Halo 4 machinima by Chronicler 177. This is a lot more action-packed than the previous episode, still containing its raw comedy and its general vibes that it gives off, but the action definitely draws in a larger audience, and it was, in my personal opinion, better than the last episode. Way to go.
Next up, we see Monster Hunter Episode 5 Sucker Punch coming from Trigrams Production. This is a re-upload of a Halo 3 production from Valak Spark's earlier series, but the machinima itself is mostly comedic, but it has its serious moments. Take a look.
Next up we have The Lost Ones, Season 1 Episode 2 Escape, a brand new Halo 3 machinima series by White Center Studios. Now this episode has even more action than the first one, it just keeps getting better and better by the minute. It's great to watch and I highly recommend that you guys watch it too.
So next up we have Isaiah and Brian Zombies. This is a Halo 4 machinima, it's made by the great Isaiah, and it revolves around three characters who are holed up inside a building as a zombie outbreak occurs. The voicing and dialogue work very well together, and it has an interesting ending that really puts a comedic twist on the whole thing.
Next on the list is Recruits Episode 9, War Games Destruction, a Halo 4 machinima by Lost Turbo Film. It gives off the same kind of noobish, yet funny vibes that the previous episodes have given off, and it has a little more action in this episode, kind of some creepy scenes when some new characters are introduced to the series, and it's definitely worth the watch. Even if you haven't seen the previous 8 episodes, you really should go check them out.
So Legends of the Center Part 1 is a Halo Reach production made by White Center Studios. This machinima focuses on 4 characters who must join forces in order to defend the universe and all within it. Be sure to give it a watch.
This is a Reach Machinima which incorporates great body acting and very well thought out camera angles to create a pretty good action sequence, which is actually really fun to watch, so I'd highly suggest that you guys go check this out if you're interested in battle machinimas.
Moving right along, we have a teaser trailer for TAOS by Dark Claw Productions. Not much gets shown in the teaser itself, but it does have some cool looking camera angles, action sequences, and forge maps all put into it.
Next up is Halo Quest Part 1, a Reach Machinima by Evan Royalty. Now I love this. This is one of the best machinimas I have seen in a long time, and it's done something that no machinima has done to me since the previous generation of machinimas, which is literally take my breath. It was amazing. Within the first scene, you just get completely taken away by all the action, the camera angles, the voice acting, everything that's in it, and it just gets funnier and funnier by the minute. If you haven't seen this already, you should definitely check it out.
Silver Knight Episode 5, Abandoned, is a Halo 4 machinima made by J.OH. It's dramatic and has good voice acting and cinematic work and paints an interesting and believable series of conflicts between the characters. Next up, we have A Friendship Forged, a Halo Reach machinima made by Hubie. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. So I love the elite voices in this machinima and how they implemented Firefight into it to get some different content than what we might normally see from a machinima.
Next up we have Defiance, a Halo Reach machinima short by White Knight Pictures. This is a great piece. It has great cinematic camera angles and effects that just beautifully transition with the background. It's just generally a good machinima. The voice acting by White Knight on his elite voice is just amazing. It's got pretty good credit for it, and it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't already.
Moving right on down the list, we have Soul Catcher, a Halo Reach machinima made by Tanman266. Now this machinima follows the story of an assassin named Frederick as he cuts down numerous people, and I really love the way he handled several of the actual assassinations by just quickly cutting with a little bit of the black screen. It just works perfectly. Give it a watch.
Next up we have The Titans, Game Changer Special Trailer, a Halo Reach machinima by Eagle Knight Productions. This machinima incorporates good body acting and cinematic angles to create awesome action scenes, and it's definitely worth the watch if you're into all the action stuff.
So next up we have The Cargo Episode 1, made by Wolfpack Productions. This was released on Wednesday, and it has some interesting voice acting work alongside using a cool effect by using the forge monitor to actually move a piece and keep the shot static so it appears as though there's a train moving, when it really isn't.
Next up on the list we have Amazon.com, a Halo 4 machinima by ToolboxMachinima. This is a comedy short which incorporates 2 characters who are basically kind of friendly bantering or bickering about maxing out credit cards and buying lots of things from Amazon and such, and it uses the Halo universe and the objects within it to incorporate to its humor, and it's very funny, definitely worth the watch. Last but not least we have National Gruffball Tournament, a Halo Reach machinima by Turret Guy 36. Now this incorporates the new Halo Reach mods very well to create a brilliant cinematic experience which is definitely worth the watch. It's also worth mentioning that it was in fact an entry to a contest that is on Machinima Union.
So once again, we've had a bunch of great machinimas this week, and we look forward to seeing even more next week. I'm your host, Zip Zap Zop.
And I'm your other host, TheRoAStudios. And thanks for watching this week's Machinima Weekly. We'll see you next time.